it's a collaborative game, which I prefer to competitive as a rule. And the basic idea is there are like in the actual card game, there's like 10 heroes, 4 villains, and 4 environments, which will make sense in a little bit. That come with it, and each one has like a good mechanical theme that like makes sense for the characters and plays off the deck properly. Let me see if I can put something together that shows this off nicely. Nice and challenging. Let's see. There are actually some characters here that I've never seen because I don't have these expansions.
So walk us through how you're making these decisions here. This is all alien to me.
Well, the way I'm making these decisions here is, okay, so for the villain, in the basic set there are these 4. Easy mode, really easy mode, actually quite challenging. The way it works is, like, you pick a villain to fight who has their deck, which is like this AI-driven thing, which you'll see when I get into it. You have some number of heroes, normally 1 per player. I find it really plays best to have like at least 4 to 6 in the mix, honestly. So let me just who's it to show off? You know, I suck at that 2-0, but oh, okay. Let me 5, fine. And then you have an environment you fight in, which are kind of like neutral cards that do their own thing, which might be good or bad. And okay, yeah, the PC version like says take 3 to 5, and that makes some sense to me. Sure. Also, oh yeah, there's a little description.
Why would you choose fewer heroes?
Well, it makes the game quicker, but with the actual villains, tons of cards have just like this big H in their text, which is the number of heroes there are total, which kind of does some auto scaling.
Scales up their power.
So like this does 3 damage you have 2 people. If it does 5 damage you have 5 people, or things like that. Or if there's more than this many, then this awful thing happens.
I see.
But yeah, so every hero has like a basic power they can use right on their card, along with their HP in the upper left, and a little symbol in the lower right, which mostly doesn't matter. There are... Oops, I did not mean to do that. There are... similar ones on the villains, where the idea is like every hero has some villain who's like their official rival, which is one of those mechanics that like almost never comes up. I think if I had him in there, yeah, he has the same symbol as Legacy here, so those 2 do extra damage to each other, just because like they're like he's his traditional villain basically, which is just this like almost affects nothing, but it's kind of cute little mechanic that they tossed in. But let me just run through the game here and explain this. And that's a nice little comic booky intro. So, yeah, the villain always goes first, and just like plays the top part of their deck, and then from that things happen. Or do you just start with all that? I'm gonna have to double check some things here because I haven't fought Citizen Dawn in forever. But, or is this just showing me the whole deck up front? Okay.
So ideally, you have one player controlling each hero.
Yeah. Okay, so this is an annoying start where there's a bunch of stuff on the table I have to suddenly deal with. Let's just ditch that. This is making everybody discard a card like right off the top of the bat, of course. Yeah, sure. Seems pretty boring. So I'll explain how to go after this like annoying start that I've been forced through here.
Does it keep showing citizen tiers because that's what's getting discarded on the villain
this
side?
is the card that's making me discard all this stuff.
Oh, I see. Oh, each player discards one card, of course.
Okay, so... And, oh. You have citizens. What is play? One more card. Okay, this is a rough start where I'm just, like, immediately throwing away half my hand for everybody. Okay, cool. Let me just, real quick, try to remember
These
what
villains playing discard.
Yep. So, as I said, like... Citizen Dawn is like one of the hardest ones in the basic set to fight, and largely because of this sort of thing.
Because she has discard across the board, or because she has like multiplayer affecting abilities?
Well, everybody has a lot of that. The problem with Citizen Dawn is like the idea is she is like the leader of a whole group of lesser supervillains. So you have all these other characters who have like really nasty abilities instead of just like generic mooks, and then like some of them combo with each other and stuff like that in horrible ways.
Oh, it's like a Nicol Bolas deck.
Sure.
Like one where you just have a big pile of planeswalkers rather than any actual monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds exactly like it. Yes, in fact. Okay, let me just ditch. Let's see who can take that hit.
You do get a turn eventually, right?
I do. Yeah, this is like a shockingly brutal start that it's giving me here. To the point where I almost regret picking this person to fight. But once I have my actual... you know, I'm actually tempted. You know, I'm going to fight somebody else and just have an easier time of it. Let's see. You're fun to fight.
It might be more interesting to not watch Citizen Dawn beat up a bunch of people who were apparently having lunch at the time.
Yep. Okay, so let me just... there's people in here at random.
What does the variance marker entail?
So the front side of everybody's card, in the actual for real card game version of it, they do promo cards, which change just this. So your deck is the same, but your like basic power that you start with is different, and also maybe HP and basically just that. Which is fairly minor, but it's kind of an interesting way to do it, especially because there's stuff like lore-wise. The idea with, say, Legacy is like it's one of those titles that gets passed down over generations. So one of the promo cards is like America's newest Legacy, and it's his daughter. So like all the same stuff in the deck, but some slightly different major normal power, and then just different art, which is kind of it's a cute little way to like add a little bit of customizability with promo cards.
I played the demo of this, and I got none of these mechanics you were explaining, which actually sound a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Because when I was trying the demo, it was just like, click on this. This is an equipment. Click on that. That's an attack.
Yeah.
Like, okay, tell me why that's important.
Yeah, I was actually tempted to like I found this on the what do you call it? Steam user or whatever for Tabletop Simulator, and I was kind of tempted to like run you through a game on that and just like really explain this. Okay, so here we have a much simpler setup. Our villain of the day is Baron Blade here. Basically, the idea is that at the start of the turn, he has his big, horrible beam thing out. And once he gets something else out, he shovels his deck. So basically, if there are 15 or more cards in his discard pile, he destroys the Earth by pulling the moon with a big tractor beam. So you kind of have to
So he's got like a guaranteed win condition just after a certain number of turns, basically.
So you kind of have to rush him down. And when you get through all of his 40 HP, you flip this card over, and he pulls out his power armor.
Oh, neat.
And then there's like a whole little second fight where his HP resets and his mechanic changes. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting one to fight early on. And all the villains have this like two-sided mechanic where something changes.
Oh, they all have final forms. I like that.
It's not even necessarily final form. Well, for him, it's a final form. Some will switch under conditions. Like, there's a big evil robot which just flips every turn. And it's like, okay, on these turns, it does this sort of thing. On these turns, it does this sort of thing, alternating. Citizen Dawn there has this whole thing where it's like, if she has no cards with Citizen name in play, she becomes full-on invincible.
Oh.
And gets this, like, really nasty attack. So you, like, have to have a few of the mooks around, but then the mooks also, like, combo off each other in weird ways, so it's like this odd push-pull.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they're mechanically interesting. Legacy here, though, is not. Legacy is very generic and boring, and basically what happens is you, like, play one card, use one power every turn. So let's see, what do I have? That just makes him take less damage. That makes him take a hit and everybody else is immune. That is healing, which kind of is a lot of his thing. That is I take damage instead of you. So yeah, like there's a lot of self-sacrifice. I'm a big tank. I'm gonna help the rest of the team out with him. And then his basic power is pick another player. Their damage gets boosted by 1 until your next turn. So he's kind of like the white mage of the group.
Except frontline.
Yeah. Meanwhile, oh yeah, the mobile defense platform that he just kind of starts with out there makes him totally immune to damage. So I gotta take that down first. And then he also has a force field. Like, he's very tanky while just, trying to do this countdown thing.
Does he lose the countdown when he gets into his power armor?
Yeah.
Like, Oh, I see. So that's a disadvantage.
Yep. So, let's see.
I guess that synergizes as well, making him tanky, like he's trying to slow the game down from his end.
Exactly. Oh, and this is just like... Well, it's limited, so there's just one in the deck, but this is an ongoing effect that just kind of boosts... heals everybody a little bit when you first play it, and also boosts everyone's damage, and that is stupidly good, so yes, I will play that. And then I will just use his power there. Yeah, I know everybody's at maximum HP. I know. The UI on card games sometimes. So, yep. I will power up. Let's see. Oh, sure. Someone. So now we have Tachyon, who is the, like, speedster character. Basic power is just kind of milling through your deck for better cards. And then, like, all of her cards are draw more, play more. So, for instance, just typical turn for her. Okay, let me play this. I can now play 2 more cards. Let me play this, which lets me play additional cards.
She seems like an archetype that ends up broken very easily.
Kinda. Also very wimpy. Now let's everyone draw a card and then me play another card. This is going to show me all of these for everyone, and I'm going to just look at them when it's their turn, because whatever. So you also see why this is like a good game to have a computer version of, because there's like a lot of stacking effects. Okay, that will take something up. It has very little HP. That is not a thing that I can do right now. I don't actually want to play any of these. So, I'll just skip that. I'll just trash talk on there. And then she also has stuff that, like, when she has a bunch of stuff in her discard, she has more damage based on it. So, yeah, it's, again, speedy character who just, like, burn through the deck like crazy. Which makes mechanical sense. Visionary here, let's see, is Psychic, can, also help other people mill their decks. And then has stuff like, mostly a lot of just like direct damage, actually. And defensive stuff. And changing damage types, which is really interesting combination with other characters. Let's see. Yeah, ongoing damage is always good. And power here.
Now, would his force field reduce that to 0?
What was that?
Oh, wasn't that like a damage over time thing? And I was curious if it goes through the force field.
It does not, because the force field just negates all damage, I think. So, yeah, here's me just, like, giving all the cards to the Wraith, because the Wraith is Batman. Essentially. Yeah, speaking of the Wraith, like I said, she's Batman. Her power is just kind of like hide and take less damage. And basically, like, the gimmick of her deck is all of her cards are, like, ongoing effects or equipment or something like that, pretty much, that, like, give her more options. So you, like, spend the first couple of turns just, like, pulling stuff out of your utility belt and then just doing a lot past there. Counter damage.
I'm amused by those brass knuckles, which seem to be not being worn the way that brass knuckles are worn.
I think it's
He's
falling
like
off,
resting them on top of his fist.
Yeah, and I actually am like really legitimately charmed by the art style in this game. It's like very, very teenager drawing their own comic book.
That is true.
Well, that's just a good card anytime. So, let's see. Just, like, search my deck for whatever I need right now, and then I can play another card. Let's see, what was the really fun one? Was it this? Yeah, sure. I'll take that. Let's play that. Okay. What else do we got here? Oh, increase projectile damage. Don't mind if I do. And I'll choose the power of this to hurt something a lot. Specifically, the mobile defense platform here, which is getting +1 damage from Legacy doing his thing, and his other thing, and 2 more from my little targeting computer. So... $7 damage. And then I'm drawing more stuff because, yeah, big hand. So next we have Ra, who is basically Thor, but with a different god. Whose whole deal is just, I do fire damage. And is, if I recall, pretty much dead simple to play. So, yeah, yep. And then he has, like, the Staff of Ra, which is, like, absurdly good piece of equipment, just one in the deck. Which, I might use. Let's see. What's his base power again? Just... Yeah, that does... Yep, increase damage, so let me play that. And then let me use that power. And so much for your big forklift generator.
One thing that would really push this over the top if it was like comics chat style, dynamically putting together like panels of what's happening at a given moment.
Yeah, I do like this though, the turning of pages and whatnot. And then yeah, there's the villain deck goes first, then all the heroes, and then the environment, which does its own thing.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
So in this case, let's see. I can discard, kill one of my ongoing cards and take 2 damage, or not do that and take 4, and just gonna hit everybody. So yeah, I'll just take the damage. Another thing that happens is... Just do it, whatever. I'm not a coward. I'm taking the horrible plant damage because I've got really good effects out for everybody. I do hate this bit of slowdown you get with, like, the computer versus the card games. To be fair, it is, like, an official rule of the game that, like, anytime there's a tie in, like, who has the most HP or whatever for something, you just pick as collectively as players.
Oh.
Okay, that's, like, doing a ton of damage to whoever has the least HP. Which right now would be a choice between these two. I think Wraith can eat the hit better overall.
Why is he cutting a tree? He's like, take that tree.
I mean, he's already Captain Plain ability.
Yeah, right.
And then a ton of damage to whoever has the most, yeah. And there's typically a whole bunch of stuff that, like, hurts whoever has the most or the least HP. Or does damage to everyone. And something else worth pointing out that is not going to come up is if one of your characters hit 0 HP, you flip the card over, and they can do one of these things on their turn.
So you get, like, a dying special ability.
Yeah. It's like, you can still barely affect the fight when you're out, which keeps people from just, like, you know, sitting out the rest of the game and finish it up, which is kind of nice. Although, personally, I have never had it come up.
You've never had even a single one of the characters reach 0 HP?
I have not, but I also haven't played that much against the tougher decks. Because usually I'm playing it, I'm, like, just doing a demonstration game of it for somebody. As I'm kind of doing here, for instance. So let's see, what do we got? I already got one of those out, and it's limited. I mean, yes. Pump everybody up. Draw my card, and done. Okay. And back to speedy, speedy, speedy here. What do we got? Is an effect. He does not have HP, and I can't do anything about that. Oh, well, that works. Draw a whole bunch more cards. What do we got here? Okay, here I can take extra damage to just, like, play even more stuff than I already am. Oh, wait, I'm discarding something. Right. You know what? I'll discard that. And I'll discard that because you're probably not using her anytime soon. Okay. So yeah, even more cards on the table. Why not? And it's not a lot of damage, but it's something. Sure. Gotta start shipping that down at some point. Oh. It's limited, so I can't actually use it. Sure, discard it. No, right, she's just doing constant damage because of that. Let's see, what else we got here? There's useful in some cases, not really one of them.
There should be a fighting game that crosses over, or other competitive game that crosses over all the web comics everyone's forgotten by now.
This is a fun one. Just look through this deck that the villain has, and that card is awful, so that can go away. Okay. And just, yeah, use your basic power. Let's see. Use it the most right now. Legacy's kind of like a garbage hand. There you go. And then it's limited, so that's an easy goal. That's handy. Oh wait, this card. Oops. Yeah, play that, and then hit a lot on the only available target. But yeah, like totally up all these bonuses in the actual card game can be kind of a pain. Especially when you have some of the weirder characters. Like there's one Sub-Zero who's like, or Absolute Zero I think is his name, where it's like all his mechanics are about fire damage and ice damage, and like doing them to himself and getting healed by them, and like turning one into the other and stuff like that. So there's weird stuff you can do with like all the fire damage that Ra's doing, bouncing over to him, and then getting converted in different ways, or using that one thing Visionary has to change damage types to do weird little exploity things. Yeah.
Fun gaming fact a lot of people don't realize is that Scorpion's name was censored for the American localization. He was Dom Zero in Japan.
Nice. Yeah, just do lots and lots of burning damage. It's fine. And I almost feel like having Legacy in is a cheat because it, like everybody else gets bonuses from this one person just being there essentially. Yes. Oh, but that damage is also increased. Whoops. Yeah, it's fine. And Now there is a river of lava. Which, let's see. Lose equipment or take a bunch of fire damage. And at the start of the environment turn, which is not going to be until next time, anybody can discard 3 cards to get rid of it. Cool. Off their deck. Let's see. Legacy.
I guess you stop the river of lava by stripping naked, and everybody throws their power armor into the lava river, and that blocks it up.
Exactly. What does this do? You know, wimpy as you are, you can probably live without that. I guess I don't need smoke bombs. And no, you keeping that. That's good. Okay, he has minions out now. Which are immediately hitting someone. Tachyon for a reason that I didn't catch. Specifically, that reason would be... highest HP. Oh, just her, right, because everybody's like taking damage from all that. Cool. So let's see what we got here. That can be handy at times. Yeah, let's get any big hits he's going to take off of him. And then just use your power that you always use because it's really good. So you can see some like decks are a lot simpler to play than others too. Legacy's like, yeah, everybody gets a bonus. I'll just have this thing. Yes. Worth it. Let's see. Just lost some of these, so I'll get them that again. Sure.
Oh no, she talks like that one Transformer.
Clearly. So yeah, everybody takes 5 damage. So I got 5 of this one card in the deck, and that's well, with bonuses. Yes. So Norm looks for you. A lot of damage for you too. And yeah, nobody else to target with it. Although I could target somebody else on my team if I had like a reason to, which sometimes you do. And I don't actually have the cards to play, so oh, that's just having to reshuffle. Yeah. Might be handy, actually, yes. Oh, wait, oops. Wrong button. Oh well. Something else instead is fine. Just doing that constant damage. And let's see what we got here. That's a fun one. Sure, have a like fake mirror image there. And then just do that thing. And you know what, Tachyon's not tachyoning enough, so let's fix that. discard a thing. Okay. Now my main damage there at the moment, just because of all the things being out. Oh, yes. Very yes. So, do your big pile of damage again. We're almost at the point I was going to flip over. This is getting a little important for anybody. Sorry. And then just, you know, hide. And let's see. So, yeah. Let me just do a big pile of damage. And then let me just do another big pile of damage. Which is plenty. And ta-da, flips over. Gets power armor out. It's all sacked because you can destroy the moon. And yeah, keep burning yourself. It's fun. You should probably like work on the thing where you take fire damage at some point. Oh, just everybody does. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Whatever, just do it. Okay. And now there's a big T-Rex.
Oh no! That was my favorite lava river, you monsters!
So I like how this one actually works. Whatever target has the second highest HP takes 5 damage. Which might be one of my characters, probably because they have a lot of HP, or it might be the villain once he's, you know, in second place.
Interesting.
There's also in this deck some pterodactyls that guard somebody with like less than 5 HP, and I have actually had this fight play out where the last hit of the fight was just the villain had like 4 HP left, and then a pterodactyl like grabbed him and off of it.
That sounds like an appropriate ending for one of these comic arcs, so that's pretty delightful.
So you can see about this game, like it's good for little stories, and yeah, she's hiding, so whatever, try to beat her up. Aha! Still hurt a little, but whatever. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, people are taking kind of a lot of damage right now, so yeah, let's give everybody else some visibility for a while by just taking a hit. Which does not get boosted because he's not having this thing up, because it's until the start of his turn, which, yeah. Yes, I do. Which is ignored. Haha. Oh. Darn. Oh well. This is nothing like this interprets certain roles differently than I would playing it by myself with the actual cards, so that's nice. Well, that's usually good if you can do it, so yeah. Playing 2 cards. This other one. You know, actually, let's get rid of this annoying force field. And then let's hit really, really hard because there's a ton of those in the trash right now. Which I think is fun about her. Like her damage is all like either 1 or the number of this kind of card in the trash, which tends to be like 15. And oh, I could have done this too. Whoops. Yeah. Some more. I screwed myself out of point of damage there. Oh well. And then just, yeah, use your power. Mill your deck even more. Yeah, mill it. And that is, let's see, D. I'll just keep focusing on him because he's getting down there now. That's still taking some from that. Oh. Well, that's handy. Sure.
That's why you're a henchman, because you're weak-minded.
Oh, I'm putting on the T-Rex.
Damn school kids. Oh, the T-Rex!
I do like the way the environment deck works, because like half the time it's really, really beneficial to you, and half the time it really, really sucks.
I am glad you can mind control the T-Rex.
I will discard this because he already has his staff out. Nice. And now let's see what we got here. You know what? Sure. Heal a little bit. End this in a fun way. Oh yeah, he's like an archaeologist and he found the Stash of Ra. His whole backstory, of course. You know, just do that, because I kind of want to waste your turn anyway. Put that way on the bottom, because it's awful. That's also off. There we go. Okay, and now use that big old power there to take out this mook here. Just because I want to end this in a fun way. Yeah, I'm done with that. You can bet over.
At least if you're using like psychic powers or speedy punches, you can probably be assured that the mooks are more or less okay, but Ra is just setting them on fire.
Yep. Oh, did I screw that up? Oops. No, I misread that card and did not get a chance to have him get eaten by a dinosaur, for shame. whatever. Just people discard stuff. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. He's got like 4 HP. I'm really just kind of dragging this out because I misread a card and thought I could have T-Rex eat him, and that would just been fun. It's all good. Whatever. Yeah, no, they're gonna take damage anyway from this. Ha ha ha. Because Legacy is tanking everything. No, there's the Nemesis thing actually coming into play for once. And yeah, you've got the most HP. Not that it matters. Okay, so let's see. Do you have anything offensive in here? Because that'd be kind of nice. Nope. So clear everyone out. Yeah, tank more. Pump everybody up.
So would you say this is a typical length of a game?
Yeah, roughly. And let's see. Okay, yeah. A couple people were a bit into the single digits there, but otherwise, yeah, decently done.
Nicely done.
And there are like a lot of expansions to both the physical version and the Steam version of this. Oops, didn't mean to put the game. But yeah, that's basically the idea of Sentinels in the Multiverse. I really like it. Like, it's a very high theme cooperative card game.